Hi everybody, a very warm welcome to this Pro and Expert Division free video guide playthrough general wind directions for the Golden Week 9-hole cup. Please hit thumbs up, and if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. Both of those things help me out here on YouTube a lot and continue to support me providing free content. All 9 holes of Namhay Cliffs here, replays and adjustments. Remember to tweak according to your club's balls and play style. Timestamps in the video description down below. And remember, these are old replays, so will be before the ball attribute levels changed in the game. However, the shots will still work as designed. If you're playing expert, there will be another video out with expert only wind directions on the channel, so please keep an eye out for that. Good luck, here we go. Two options to show you on this par 4. Any form of tailwind, we're going to have to go aggressive. So I do recommend going with a berserker, so that we don't have to go over the top with our overpower. A little bit of backspin and some side spin to the right, and I stretch out to find my aim point here. Now, the adjustment in this wind angle, max plus 10, it is going to take me down off the cliff, so adjust with caution. Then I am pushing back up to max, and then applying enough overpower that I need to reach the point that I'm aiming to. In this case, 2 rings. Outer wall curl to the right, and then we bounce very nicely on the island and then on to the fairway, and it rolls very nicely on the green. Even a chance for a hole-in-one, to be honest, but an easy putt for eagle nonetheless. If we don't have tailwind, then we are going to have to lay up, and I would suggest going with the rock or the quarterback. So here I'm using 3.9 topspin, 2 bars side spin to the left, and the reason I use the rock or the quarterback is for the ball guide and the accuracy, more important than having a driver with loads of power here. The adjustment is max plus 10, and then I'm going to take my shot and I play with half a ball of curl to the left, just to bring me a little bit closer to the green for my second shot. So perfect ball away, bounces over the rough very nicely, and then approaches the little shadow area here. Drive distance, somewhere around 325 is going to be fine. For the second shot, I'm going to play with the thorn, and here I'm playing true club distance. So I've found the minimum distance line and I've found max, and then I'm finding my landing position, filling in the blanks of the ball guides. I only have thorn level 7 on this replay. I estimate I'm between medium and maximum distance, so I play 75% on the slider and use 10% elevation in this wind angle. If we have crosswind, I might go with a little bit more, maybe 15 or 20%, depending on the wind strength as well. Perfect ball bounces very nicely on the green and gets very, very close indeed. Just need to tweak our adjustment or our aim. Now, very short par 3 here. We're going to use the long iron, so I would go with the grizzly if you have that in a decent level. We do want ball guide and accuracy here. Going with plenty backspin and a little bit of left spin, and this is all about offsetting the ball guide, because the wind push over that bunker is of course going to push us in this wind angle from left to right. It's also difficult to get the path to the hole right on this one, because there are some little undulations in the green. In the video here I play mid plus 15 on this bounce up shot. We do hit perfect, and this is a decent look at the hole. Coming in closely, we do get a zoom in, but just need to tweak our adjustment there. But a decent chance for a hole-in-one with the bounce up. Now, this par 5 can be very nasty indeed due to the design of the landscape, really. I use a Titan here, you can use a Kingmaker, but if you are worried about getting difficult wind here, then a Berserker will help, in fact, in all wind angles. Here I do play with plenty of topspin. We're going 6 bars to get the distance, and we're going with a little bit of left spin, aiming down the centre of the fairway. The adjustment here, I play this one max plus 20. Doesn't matter if you don't have Thor's Hammer level 7. This is just for demonstration purposes. We do need a driver with topspin. Obviously, if you don't have Extra Mile 8, APOC 3+, then you could go with the big topper. But in most cases, you do need to hit perfect here. Minor great right, we are okay with the brilliant accuracy of the club that I'm using. But just bear in mind, if you are using less accurate drivers, you do want to knuckle down and hit perfect. There is a slope towards the top of the fairway. Could have pushed the drive a little bit harder, but we're still going to be okay with the shot I want to play. Here I love using the Guardian. going with the max backspin approach. This is much easier if you have level crosswind or any form of tailwind, but still you've got to encounter the cliff there. We're going max backspin and 1 bar side spin to the left. Stretch out to find my position, and I look at how many rings I am short. I then adjust max distance, 0 elevation, taking care as we are adjusting down the cliff. Then I push up to max. Once I've done that, I spin the camera back round and imagine the number of rings I'm getting from my Clash Caddy, and then estimate how many rings of overpower I need to make it onto the fairway. I will always add a little bit on. Because we aim off the cliff, we are going to lose distance, so just bear that in mind. This is a strange shot, but we just want to land on there and secure the E. 2 options here on this par 3. Going to show you the bounce up first. Playing with the Grizzly, 4 bars of backspin, a little bit of side spin to the left, and then we've got to try and bounce in the little bowl on the fairway here. Try and find a consistent landing spot. I leave the ball guide right of pin because the wind is going to push us to the left. Adjustment on this one, max plus 10. Using the Grizzly once again for the accuracy and the ball guide. So max plus 10 is the adjustment here. This is a slightly trickier shot to drop than the rough bump that I'm going to show you, but it's less technical than the rough bump, so you need to work out which option you will prefer to play. Coming in nicely there, just a little bit short though, but a decent demonstration of the shot. Now for the rough bump with the Grizzly level 7, I here have to start with a power 4 ball to find my position, otherwise it's going to be in between clubs. So I start with the power 4 ball, just over 2 top spin and 3 bars side spin to the right. Then I'm going to set my position. Doesn't have to be a power 4 ball, you could actually set with power 5 ball as long as you've got the right spin. What I'm going to do here is adjust first, max plus 35. Once I've done that, I then switch to Tighten, which is of course going to then apply the right amount of side spin as well. We hit perfect on this one. Obviously you have to do the ball switch after your adjustment, otherwise you're going to lose your landing position. Bounces in the rough nicely and takes the slope and creeps in beautifully for a hole-in-one. So a very technical shot, but a great chance. Now with tailwind here, I am going to suggest another technical approach, aiming for the pad here. Applying a couple of bars of backspin here to control the ball in the tailwind, then I'm stretching out to find my aim. I will then adjust max plus 10. Just add a little bit more top spin here as we're using a Titan rather than a Kingmaker. So max plus 10. Then I'm going to push up to max. Once I've done that, I'm going to turn the camera around and visualize the landing point with the ring adjustment that I've got from Clash Caddy or your Wind app, whichever one you're using. And then I work out how many rings of overpower I need to add on to that. So I'm going to stretch out, just visualize my ring value, and then work out that I do need to go with a couple of rings of overpower here. Not aiming on a big patch of fairway, so we do need a perfect ball. Obviously any form of headwind or level crosswind I would lay up on the right and go for the thorn instead. But this holds very nicely, and then drive distance of 351 yards. We're not risking the rough or the sand there with the backspin, and this is going to leave me an end bringer school wedge. Now if you're not familiar with the no spin end bringer school method, head to the Academy tutorial homepage on the channel, and we have a tutorial quick fire method of how to use this wonderful system and drop a load of wedge shots. It's no spin, and we check our club distance and play as usual with either 15 or 20% on your club, on your elevation, depending what club level you've got. So that's the tailwind approach. Like I said, if you don't have wind angle to go for that, then just lay up on the big fairway on the right. Then you're going to play an approach, hopefully with the thorn, maybe even minimum distance with the Grizzly. Play that one, I would say an estimation of around 20% elevation. But that's a guide for this par 4. Now again, on this par 5, the play direction that we will use is very wind dependent. Any form of tailwind we can go for it, bouncing on the island with topspin as I do here. We do need a berserker though, and I'm going to go with 6 bars of topspin here. I do contemplate the big topper, but I don't have enough distance, so I change back to the APOC level 4. Extra mile 8 plus would do it as well. Then we're going to adjust max plus 20 on this one, pushing back up to max. and this of course is the aggressive option for the albatross. If we don't have a good wind angle, we're then going to have to play on the fairway on the left with max topspin, max right spin and right curl, which is then going to leave a distance wood club shot. Much tougher to drop for the albatross. Bounces over very nicely, and we are going to roll towards the green and then going to leave ourselves a shot with the thorn. So max 20 on the drive with that one. Here, once again, I'm measuring my club distance. So finding the min line, finding the max line, and then I work out I'll be setting up in between min and mid. So I'm going to play this 25% slider, 10% elevation in this wind angle. A little bit of backspin to steady the progress of the ball. Once again, if you want to know more about using a slider and checking your club distance, then you can check out my BK Academy tutorial videos. Lots of content there to help you learn these techniques and methods to help you improve your gameplay and ultimately drop a load more shots, whether you're playing tour play or indeed tournaments. So 25% slider, 10% elevation is what we're going with here. Then we are going to hit perfect. Excellent chance here for an albatross. Perfect ball away, bounces on the green and drops beautifully in there for an albatross on this par 5. Excellent chance for an eagle here, regardless of the wind direction, to be honest, but in tailwind it's very, very easy indeed. 6 topspin, 1 bar side spin to the right, which I then changed to 2 with the Titan here. I go with a Titan rather than a Kingmaker because I want a higher wind, to be honest. I don't want to cut down the wind too much. Stretch out to find my position. Do note that the sides of the fairway do slope, so you've got to find a good bounce point here. I adjust max plus 10, and then once I've done that, I'm then going to push my target back up to max, just to gain as much distance as possible. Then no overpower here. The wind push is going to take me sufficiently to the green. Could have gone with some overpower, to be honest, to be actually on the putting surface, but this one works out very, very nicely. It rolls just approaching the fringe, and that's going to leave a very easy wedge. One thing to mention here, though, we don't just want to trickle onto the green. You can be left with a very long or even an overpower putt on this hole. So either go for the layup just before the fringe or go, all out and try and get actually onto the green. Here, once again, I'm using the Endbringer School method, no spin, playing at the standard elevation, 15 or 20%, depending on the club level. But really, this hole, even if you have crosswind or at least some form of headwind, it's still going to be a very, very good chance for an eagle. So topspin is the key. If you've got headwind, I would go with definitely a Kingmaker on this one, because you're not going to get as much push from the wind towards the green. It's going to impact your distance, but a very good chance for an eagle nonetheless. A really tricky par 3 here, the cliff hole. Now we are going to go with the sniper, playing with plenty of backspin here with this cross tailwind angle. And the reason this is tricky is you've got to hop over that ravine, and there is a massive wind effect there, and also this green does slope a little bit either side of the pin, so it's very, very difficult to get this one absolutely right. It's one you do have to dial in and takes a bit of getting used to. Max plus 10 is the adjustment I'm going with here in this wind angle, and once I've done that, just going to leave the target where it is and take our shot. Perfect ball away here. There is a slope towards the back of the green, so if you do come in too hot, you will get a roll back towards the pin. But we're attacking it directly, and we do get a zoom in, but just miss on the left-hand side. But a very tough par 3. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. Hole number 9, the direction of play is going to be determined by the wind angle. Any form of tailwind we should be going over on the left hand side, as I do here. In the end, I dial back from 6 topspin because that's going to be too much. So I go down to 4.5 and 3 bars of left spin. So a Katana or a Kingmaker, very useful here. And we also do need some curl. If you don't want to use APOC, you can actually use a quarterback here with a power 3 ball. You will still get over if it's in a high level. Max plus 10. Now, if there's any headwind, then I would suggest you go on the right-hand side on that first patch of fairway and then approach the green from distance with a high-level sniper, or even a long-distance wood club, especially if you're going to have direct headwind on the second shot. Playing with a lot of left curl here, and it does bounce over beautifully, and we are rolling on nicely up there on the left-hand side. Second shot here, very good chance at an albatross. This is called the island hop, because we are going to bounce on the island and hop over towards the green over the water. Checking my club distance here, I estimate this to be mid-distance, and I'm going to play this one with 5% elevation in the video example here. Again, crosswind will affect the adjustment, and if you are playing this in a form of headwind, be careful. Make sure your second bounce is comfortably over the fringe, because the wind will, of course, give you a compressed flight of the ball, and it's not going to be as you see here. Leaving the ball guide short with the tailwind that we have, mid +5 is the adjustment here. Just need to tweak this one slightly. We do miss, but it's still a great demonstration of the shot that we will be playing in good wind angles to attack the pin for an albatross on this par 5. Thank you for watching this video here on the YouTube channel. If you want plenty. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.